So this is going to be a quick tutorial in how to add like a 3D animated model to an AR scene. So it took me a little while to get this working. I found a lot of different tutorials. Some worked a bit, some didn't work at all. So obviously to begin with, when you create your new project, you need to make sure you select the augmented reality start project and use, out of the different options, use scene kit for this kind of method to work, basically. So I'd already been creating something here with kind of planets and stuff like that. And I thought, well, that was using geometric shapes, like creating a sphere and then applying different materials to it and stuff like that. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to actually add some models now of animated things and see how that's done? So to start with, we need some of those. So if I show you where I got them from, I went to this Sketchfab website, search a black hole. A lot of them are charged, but managed to find one here that didn't have like a dollar sign like this one does. So you can download it. You just need to create a free account, and I downloaded it. And then I had this file downloaded that you can see in my downloads down here, and I dragged that in here. It wasn't called black hole model to begin with, though. It was called something else. So just got that, dragged that in here, basically. And obviously you can put this in a folder to keep them organized, but I'm just experimenting with this at the minute, really, to see what's going on. So if I click on it, I can now see it like this. You can kind of hit play and watch, what it does and what it's going to do. It's going to look quite cool, like that. And the first thing it needs to do really is rename it, because I think this was just called scene. So if I click on this at the top level here, and then you can see under the node inspector, its name. So black hole model. So this was called something else. So I've just renamed it black hole model. And you'll see it's named the same here, but these are different things. So this is the name of the file, and this is the name of the node. So just understand that I've called it the same thing because it will kind of help in a minute. But they could be different things. So if we go to our view controller and see our code, to start with, where has this code been written? Well, it's been written inside the view-did-load function, for now. But that's not how I do it eventually. It's just to get it working. So if you want to get it working, you can do it here. What I would do eventually is do it like I've done the planets, is I've got a planet here, basically, so we're like adding different materials and spinning it and stuff like that. But it's all wrapped inside of a function, basically. It's all just a function, and then we call it inside view-did-load. So that's eventually what I do with the black hole, is write as a function down below and then just call it here, just under there, add black hole to scene. But the code we're interested in is this. This is what actually creates the model in our app and runs the animation. So the first line is to create some sort of constant that will store the thing in, and then it's a sort of scene, and we've got named. And the important point here basically is this here refers to the file name here, right? So, and the thing is as well, you need the extension. That's what I didn't know to begin with. So if I double click on this slowly to rename it, you can see the USDZ. You can turn these file extension names on. It's actually quite useful for a number of things. We go to preferences, and then I can't remember where it is now, but you can turn it on in here somewhere. I'll let you figure that out. General, don't know, can't remember, but you can figure out where to turn these on. It's somewhere. Oh, file extensions, here we show all. There we go. So you can see this is the whole name you need, is with the extension as well in there. And then after that, if we ignore this first little bit here, right, what we're doing is basically, because what could happen here is that we could find that we can't actually find the model, and then we would crash, basically, because this is an optional. So what we're doing with the guard let at the beginning here is just sort of like unwrapping that. So we're just sort of checking that we're definitely going to be able to find this before we go much further. So, and you can see here, else, just run a fatal error for now. Black hole model not found. And it did happen because it didn't have the extension in. So the first time I ran this, it got a little error saying black hole model couldn't find it, and it crashed out. So yeah, basically in this, and access its root node, child node, and with the name black whole model. If we go here, that was the name. If I just select this thing, that was the name here, right? So that goes in here. Recursively true. Else, this is our kind of catch-all. If we can't find the model, we'll just do this, right? And then I found that this model is absolutely enormous. So I've had to make it 100 times smaller, basically, like pulling in every dimension sort of by magnitude of 100, basically smaller. And then I set its position as 3 meters on the left, 4 meters above, because there's this really cool sort of spinning disc around it. So it's quite cool to be able to like look up at it or look down at it. And then 10 meters away. And then we add it to the scene. So scene.rootNode.addChildNode, and then we add the node. And that's it, basically. That is the code required to add a 3D animated model to an AR scene right there. So just to run through it, so you've got it right. So go grab a model. So search for a USDZ type model like this one, download it. Once you've got that, drag it in to your project here. Maybe go rename it something sensibly like the node in here, because you're gonna have to name it. And mine was just something ridiculous to begin with. And then come in here and then basically write this code and adapt the names, and it should run and you'll be added to your scene.